Welcome back. Today I've brought the much awaited MCQ test based on the chapters and the poems. So, first of all, I brought MCQ test based on the chapter The Portrait of a Lady and the poem Photograph. 30 questions for your quick revision and preparation. Now, before you take the test, what you have to do is you have to first watch the video, The Portrait of a Lady, explanation along with important questions, and also the video on the poem, A Photograph. So, again, important questions, line by line explanation, along with the literary devices, so that when you come back to attempt the MCQ question, all your answers are correct. Now, let's get started. So there are 30 questions as I've already said. So what you have to do, take a pen and a notebook and keep on writing the answers for every question. In the end, I have given the answers and after that you can match your answers with the answers that you have selected. So एक कॉपी पेन से लेके बैठे और 1 से लेके 30 तक counting लिख लें और उसके आगे you will be marking your answers. I'll be reading all the questions quickly. So the first one, the poem A Photograph is, so you have to choose about the childhood memories of the poet, about the poet's favorite photograph, about the poet's tribute to her mother, about the family reunion. Second, the poet's mother had gone on a sea holiday to meet her family to the country for a few days to take care of her cousins. Next, third one. At the time when the photograph was clicked, the poet's mother was elder to both her cousins, 12 years old, the youngest of all, or both A and B. Fourth one. The poet's mother would laugh while looking at the photograph because it was a funny photograph, because of the way they were dressed by the parents, because it reminded her of the prank played by Betty, or all of the above. Fifth, the word cardboard in the first line denotes that the photograph was very old, that it was clicked in the pre digital era, that the material thing has outlasted the mortal being, or all the above. Sixth one, the word rye represents both irony and disappointment, irony and nostalgia, irony and metaphor, irony and symbolism. What were the three girls doing in the picture? Playing, running, laughing, or paddling? Eighth one. Terribly transient feet, as used in the line, washed their terribly transient feet, is an example of alliteration, transferred epithet, synecdoche, or all the above. Ninth one. Example of oxymoron in the poem is silent silences, labored ease, sea has changed less, cardboard shows. Tenth one. The tone of the poem is nostalgic and happy, nostalgic and pessimistic, refreshing and amusing, or nostalgic and somber. 11th. The rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB, ABAB, written in free verse, or ABAC. Question number 12. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they. So identify the literary device in the given lines. Is it assurance? Is it oxymoron? Is it enjambment? Or is it illusion? 13th. And of this circumstance. So what circumstance is the poet talking about? The circumstance in which the photograph was taken, the circumstance when her mother talked about that photograph, the circumstance created by the death of her mother, the circumstance when her mother was young. 14th. Why is there nothing to say at all? Because she has no one to talk to, because she cannot describe her pain in words, both A and B, or none of the above. 15th. The poet's mother had died about 20 to 30 years ago, 12 years ago, 5 years ago, or 1 year ago. Then the poet talks about two pasts in the poem, her childhood and her mother's childhood, then her photograph and her mother's photograph in the past, or her mother's past in the photograph and her past in the laughter of her mother, or all the above. Then the poem of photograph is written by Emily Dickinson, Shirley Tolson, Ted Hughes, or Elizabeth Browning. 18th one. That seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part. That here refers to the way she was dressed, that she was once married and had a husband, that she used to play certain games as a child, the way she loudly recited her prayers. Then the author calls his grandmother like everybody's grandmother because she was old and wrinkled, she was religious, she was always seen in spotless white, and all the above. Then the author listened to his grandmother's morning prayer because he was too religious. He wanted to learn it by heart, both A and B, or none of the above. 21st now. The grandmother could no longer go to school with the writer because he went to an English school in a motor bus. His new school was not attached to a temple. Her health did not allow that. There were no dogs in the city streets. 22nd. For grandmother, music had lewd associations, was meant for beggars and harlots, was not meant for gentlefolk, all the above. 23rd. In her loneliness, grandmother went into depression, took to spinning wheel, became irritable, all the above. 24th. The happiest half hour of the day for grandmother was the time she spent with sparrows, was the time she went to the temple, was when she went for a walk, was when she recited her prayers. 25th. The grandmother thought differently. What did the grandmother think differently? She thought that she would not get well. She thought that her end was near, both A and B, or nobody would feed the sparrows. 26th. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. We cannot compel you to withdraw. Now you have to replace the underlined word with a word from the given extract without changing the meaning of the sentence. So in place of compel, can you write overstraining, avoid, stop, or persuade? So whatever is your answer. 27th. To the author, his grandfather, in his portrait hung above the mantelpiece, looked at least 100 years old, as if he could have lots and lots of grandchildren, both A and B, or none of these. 28. The thought was almost revolting. Now, which thought was revolting for the author? That grandmother was once young and pretty, that grandfather was 100 years old, that he had to study in an English school, or that his parents had called them to the city. 29th. She fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. The expression frivolous rebukes means getting irritable, loud chidings, or light-hearted scolding or great anxiety. Now the last question. The words that would best describe the author's grandmother are peaceful, patient, pious, or pale, persuasive, perseverance, passive, petite, or placid, or do you think it's all the above? So these are the 30 questions, and now I'm going to show you the answers. So you have to check your answers now and give marks to yourself. So the first 10, you can match them with what you have written. You can pause here. Now question number 6, I've explained because I think that you might get confused here. So the question number 6 is the word wry, what it denotes. So it is both ironic because both are remembering their happy past, but the irony is that it is making them sad. So the choice that is the answer actually is ironic and disappointment, or irony and disappointment, whatever is written in the question. So now the situation, it is ironic because both mother and daughter, they are actually remembering their happy past. Mother was happy when that photograph was clicked, and daughter is also remembering the past when she used to see her mother laughing describing that photograph. So both are remembering the happy moments, but both are sad while remembering them. So that is irony. And then they are disappointed as they cannot relive those moments. So it is ironic and disappointment both. Now next one. These are 11 to 20th questions. So you can again check these answers. You can pause here. Now 21st to 30th. So here I'll be explaining two questions. 25th. So the next morning she was taken ill. It was a mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. Now, the question where you are asked that the grandmother thought differently, so you have to write what differently she thought. So both A and B is the answer because it says it was mild fever. The doctor said that it was mild fever and he told us that it would go. But grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. So her end was near, and the doctor said that she is going to get well soon. But grandmother, when it's written that thought differently, it means that she thought that she's not going to get well and that her end was near. So you have to read between the lines what it means. So both the options, they are correct. Next one, the 30th one, where the options are given, which words describe the grandmother the best. Now, here you should know the meanings of all the words. So, the words that I found that the meaning you might not be clear about, so I have taken those words. Now, placid, it means not easily upset or excited, calm and peaceful with little movement or activity. So, we can say that grandmother was a placid lady, not easily. She never became excited. She was calm and peaceful. Then another word is petite. So petite means attractively small and dainty. It's used for a woman, attractively small and dainty means small and pretty. And the author has been writing that though grandmother was short, but the author has been writing that it was difficult for him to believe that she had been pretty at any time. So we cannot write that she was petite. Though we can write that she was placid, but then that option is not correct. So I hope that now this test and these answers they are clear. In case कोई भी ऐसा question है where you find that you are confused, the option that you think is correct and what I have given is wrong, do write to me. I'll clarify all your doubts. So that's all for today. So do subscribe to my channel so that I can keep on posting all such questions, important questions and MCQs for all the chapters and the poems. And these are the chapters and the poems that I've already uploaded for class 11. So you can check out the videos and you can prepare accordingly. I'll be giving the link of the Instagram in the description box. So in case you want to write to me, you are always welcome. Bye for now and happy watching.